There are so many pressure care mattresses available on the market.
In this video, I'm going to tell you how to choose the right pressure care mattress for your client.
I will provide you our 12 best options. I traveled all over Australia in Sydney to meet Sarah. She's one of the greatest educators that I have ever met in my life. In today's video, we will go through every single mattress from the lowest pressure care profile to the highest level of pressure care. I will give you our best 12 options. Disclaimer. Let's start with the Eier Mattress.
So the Eier mattress would be for somebody at a fairly low-end risk of pressure injury. It's got a really nice immersive layer of foam that softens with heat to kind of really cushion those bony prominences. But there's no real protection against shear in the cover, and there's not a lot of microclimate management. A little bit of breathable foam, but it's not a big focus. So that's a great option for somebody who's at the lower end of risk and maybe needs a profiling mattress for a profiling bed.
Our second option is the 𝗜𝗃𝗃 Soft Premier.
So the Soft Foam Premier has some nice castellated foam as the interface layer, which is going to provide a little bit more envelopment and immersion into the actual mattress. The cover's got two-way stretch, so not as good as four-way, but a little bit of shear protection in the cover. And there's not a lot of protection from the buildup of heat and moisture in the mattress. So it is, again, at that lower end of risk.
Number 3, the Igon Plot.
So I would suggest that mattress for somebody who still has a fairly high level of bed mobility and they need a surface that is easy to adjust their position on, but they don't have a very high level of pressure care needs, which is really well used in facilities and it's proven to have longevity. And it's got 3 layers of foam, the top one being quite immersive, and it's got the stabilizing sides for easier transfers. But hasn't got a lot of other pressure care features, so it's quite similar to the Soft Foam Premier.
Number 4, 𝗜𝗃𝗃 Maxi Glide.
The Maxi Glide would be recommended for somebody who's spending a fair bit of time sitting up in bed and they don't have a very high level of pressure care, but when you sit up in bed, you are putting that sacrum and the ischial tuberosities at a higher level of pressure care because of that positioning and the shearing forces that occur on that part of the body. So the Maxi Glide can be a good option when someone wants to sit up in bed. Even though you probably educate them it's not the right thing to do for long periods of time, but they're not at a significant risk of pressure injury. It's similar to the Soft Foam Premier in terms of how much immersion you get into that castellated foam, but it has this added benefit of a glide function within the mattress so that the top of the mattress sort of slides down with a person as the head of the bed is raised to help protect against those shearing forces.
Number 5, Forte Sovereign Plus.
Sovereign Plus is often recommended in facilities. It's a mattress that's been proven to have longevity and to be very well received and liked by a lot of different types of patients in facilities. It does have a fairly high level of pressure care, so you can prescribe that one for someone who is at that sort of increasing level of pressure injury risk. It's got 4 layers of foam, and that top layer of foam is an aeroform that's quite immersive and it's quite breathable as well, which is really good. And then it's got castellated foam underneath that to help, a bit more immersion and a bit of airflow as well underneath the person. And it's got those stabilizing sides as well, like you get with the Igon Plot. And the cover is more stretchy. It's got 4-way stretch.
Number 6, Rojo Overlay.
So the Rojo Overlay is something I put an asterisk on because it's a high level of pressure care.
But the but is coming.
But it has to be maintained to achieve that high level of pressure care. And that's an important consideration when you're prescribing the Rojo Sectional Overlay. Recommended for somebody who's going to be able to have that maintained for them. And it's nice having the sections, you can have it where it's needed. So if somebody maybe has an existing pressure injury on the sacrum, you can have a section just for that part of their body while that sacral pressure injury is healing. It works like a Rojo cushion with dry flotation technology, so someone really immerses into the air, and those air cells are designed to really move with a person as they move around the bed to protect against shear.
Number 7, the Forte S7.
So the S7 is a fairly new mattress in the Australian market, and it's probably the highest level pressure care static foam mattress that's available. It's got a lot of pressure care qualities to it. The thing I really like about it is the very top layer, the interface layer, is actually interchangeable. So it has one layer that's a memory foam that has a cooling gel in it, and the other side is a response foam. So depending on what the client likes and what's easier for their bed mobility or for their microclimate management, you can actually swap that top layer over. And then underneath it has this ventro flow, which are these channels for air to circulate underneath the person. It runs from the head to the foot and from the side to the side. So there's really great airflow underneath the person. And then you've got those nice stabilizing sides. It's also got underneath the top cover, it's got an anti-shear inner cover. So that's going to give even more protection from shear. And the cover itself has the four-way stretch, and you can now get a luxury home care cover as well that has four-way stretch in it from Forte that you would not use with a client that has incontinence issues, but it's a really good option for breathability if they are continent. So the S7, it could be used for somebody who is at a fairly high risk of pressure injuries, but still needs bed mobility, still needs to be able to reposition themselves in bed independently, and they can because it's a static foam mattress.
Number 8, the LA. I want to say something to Forte. Please find better names. It's so complicated.
No, it's a good name to look at because 𝗂𝗍 is actually French for comfort. So
I didn't know that.
So there you go. It's a good name.
But I'm Italian. I don't like French. 𝗂𝗃𝗰𝗿𝗄𝗏 French people.
So 𝗂𝗍 is the first one of our hybrid options we're talking about today. It's a non-powered hybrid. It's recommended for somebody who probably doesn't want to have a powered surface. So they don't want the movement underneath them. They don't want the sound of a pump, or maybe they're a regional client. And so it's more difficult to have things serviced if anything goes wrong with something that is powered, but they still need a high level of pressure care. Then someone who has a fairly high level of immobility can actually receive really good pressure care with the 𝗂𝗍.
If you want to watch a dedicated video about this specific mattress, you can find it here. Number 9, 𝗬𝗏.
So the 𝗬𝗏 is an example of a powered hybrid mattress. So it has alternating air cells, 22 of them, and they alternate on a 1 and 2 cell cycle. But on top of those air cells is a layer of foam that is nice aeroform foam that's nice and immersive and breathable. Could be recommended for someone that needs a high level of pressure care, but comfort is a big priority. Because you have that layer of foam over the air cells, it does increase the amount of comfort that the person will experience while they're having a pressure differential rather than a full offload. So they're still getting some changes in pressure underneath them. They're still getting some more tissue reperfusion from those changes in pressure, but they can't feel it as much as you can feel it with a full alternating air system. So, clients who are in palliative care, clients who have some pain management issues, they're the type of clients that will benefit from the 𝗬𝗏.
Number 10, Pulsar Choice.
So the Pulsar Choice is an alternating air mattress. It's a 1 in 4 cell cycle, which means every 4th cell deflates, and that's where you get tissue reperfusion. There's no foam on top of the air. They have direct contact with the air cell. And the body is really well supported with a 1 in 4 cell cycle. So you've got 75% of the patient's body supported and 25% is offloaded at any given moment. The Pulsar Choice, it also has this very cleverly designed air cell. It's called tissue guard technology. And the way the cells are designed really allow for immersion, and they prevent shear. This sort of prevents any lateral tension as someone's moving around in the bed. So the cells are designed really cleverly to help prevent pressure injuries. It has a low air loss feature, which means it's blowing air underneath the client, and that air comes up through the vapor-permeable cover to keep airflow around the person, to keep them cool and dry. So the Pulsar Choice, the cover has two-way stretch, and it hasn't got as many features as some of the higher end alternating air mattresses, and that's why it comes in at number 10. So I would suggest the Pulsar Choice for somebody in the community that has a fairly high level of immobility and at a very high risk of pressure injuries.
Number 11.
It's run out of fingers. Number 11 is the Quattro Plus.
The Quattro Plus.
I beat you to it. So the Quattro Plus I would recommend for a similar type of patient as you would look at the Pulsar Choice for, but you need those additional features of being able to have a static mattress at times if you don't want the movement of air underneath the person, or if you need the max inflate feature, you get additional features with this mattress. So it has more features, like you can make it into a continuous low pressure mattress or a static air mattress for those who should not have movement or don't tolerate movement underneath them. It also has the feature of max inflate, which means you can make the mattress nice and firm for easier transfers off the side of the bed, or easier, manual handling tasks, or repositioning people in bed. It works really well to prevent and treat pressure injuries by having that 1 in 4 cell cycle with those cells dropping down for tissue reperfusion with great support for the body and dispersion of body weight pressure. And all the other features I just told you about Pulse Air Choice are all the same with the Quattro Plus. The cover is more stretchy. It's got 4-way stretch, not 2-way stretch.
And our winner, last but not least, the Acute Tale.
So the Quattro Acute has all the same features we just spoke about with the Quattro Plus, with an additional feature that makes it that very top-end mattress. And that's something called deep cell therapy. So the cells are designed to allow someone to really immerse and envelop into the air at a higher level than any other air mattress. So they get that great dispersion of their pressure, and they get the offloading from the cells dropping down as well. It has all the other great features you would come to expect with the other Quattro range of mattresses, but it's that deep cell therapy that sets it apart. So the Quattro Acute would be for a client who potentially has existing pressure injuries, a significant history of pressure injuries, or someone with a very high risk of pressure injuries, a high level of immobility and a high level of risk, that you'll be looking at the Quattro Acute for them.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to subscribe, leave a like. We are giving you all of those resources for free. Thank you, Sarah, for all of your knowledge.
You're very welcome, Gianluca.
Don't forget to be kind and smile. Thank you so much, and
Arrivederci.
arrivederci.